Hey everybody, Chord Dave live right here on Saturday. It's been a week and they keep continuing to come, but let's talk about guitars and things for the next couple of hours or as long as we've got people wanting to chat about guitars and things. Glad to see you all. Thanks for dropping in the chat a little bit early. Appreciate it. Slàinte to all of you. And for those of you still interested, this is an Irish beer, Fox's Rock, which is, I know Irish. It's a new one. I've never tried it before. First impressions are it's okay. So we will see how that goes. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. We got the Tony Iommi. I told you one of the new Epiphones was coming this week, and indeed it was that one. So yeah, we will see if there's more from them this week. I think there might be, but they might skip a week because I think Gibson have something up their sleeve. We'll talk more throughout the week on things. I'd also love to know what you thought of my 4 ways to spend 50,000 that isn't buying greenie video, which went out there on Thursday at the wrong time, but still it went out at some point. It was supposed to go out at midnight, instead it went out at like 12 in the afternoon, Irish time, of course. So YouTube just loves messing with me. Anyway, we will get into some stuff. I'm going to dive into the comments. Let me know how you're doing this week. Let's have a mental health episode of Chord Dave Live. Mine, my mental health is always up in the air. And at the minute, I'm doing my best. That's why I think I'd like to be doing more videos, but just honestly, my heart's not in it because my heart's elsewhere. But not in terms of I like doing the videos, but I think we all just need to take care of ourselves a little bit better. I certainly do. Anyway, let's dig into some chats and stuff and see how we get on. So Ryan was first in and Scott right behind him. Good to see you guys, as it always is on a Saturday evening. T-Ball says, got some things to do. I'm going to miss most or all of the show this week. Cheers to all, and I'll see you next week. Anthony, you take care of yourself and be well, my friend. Thanks for dropping in to let us know. Glenn Bailey is here. Always good to see Glenn and his alter egos. We appreciate you coming, Glenn. Thanks for dropping in. Glenn says, anyone have any thoughts on the new PRS pedals that dropped this week? Indeed I do. In fact, I told Todd Moore a few nights ago that I was thinking of doing a short video because of the PRS announcement. And the reason was I heard that PRS are dropping something pretty cool. That wasn't pedals. So yeah, I knew the pedals were coming at some point. I didn't know that they were coming this week. So I didn't make a video because, as you guys know, I'm not the pedal guy. I'm more of a collect guitars and don't play them very well guy. So that's what we're dealing with instead. So yeah, I didn't make a video because of that reason. I'm not the guy. The horse meat looks really good. I think I might pick that up for myself because they seem cool. I don't know if these are they're always going to be making these or if they're limited editions or whatever, but I think that's a cool one. It sounds great. Yeah, they all seem pretty cool. The names are weird though. So there you go. But anyway, yeah, they look pretty cool, Glenn. Grandpa Joe says, greetings, Dave and all, from a rainy Staten Island. Hope you are all doing well today. Doing pretty well, Joe. Thanks for dropping in. Good to see you, as it always is. Take care of yourself in that rain. You guys over in the US, I know it was in Florida. I hope all of my Florida folks are doing well because that was looking scary on the TV and stuff. So yeah, take care of yourselves, everybody in the weather. Al is here from soggy New Jersey. Well, it was soggy yesterday morning and then it cleared up. So just weather update for Wexford. It's not too bad today. It was a pretty good day. Scott says, anyone new here, you will have to subscribe. Wait for a minute before you can chat. In the best chat on YouTube. Indeed, that's the rules. Subscribe to the channel and then tell us all about yourself. Don't be shy. If you're new here, pop in a chat and say hello because they're pretty cool, most of the folks in here. Glenn says, hello, Joe. Getting soaked here in Virginia. Been raining since yesterday afternoon and will continue through tomorrow. Well, there you go. Stay. What do you call it? Dry. Get an umbrella or something. Or stay indoors, play your guitars. Ryan says, the horse meat sounds pretty good in my opinion. I'm not much of a pedal guy, but I like the way it sounds on demos. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I agree with you there 100%. Scott says, anyone got any new guitars or old guitars this week? I'm getting a new violin Monday or Tuesday, but that don't count. But yeah, still, they new instruments. That's pretty cool nonetheless. I will say that it is always nice to have any kind of new instrument. And I do occasionally get tempted to like buy drums or a keyboard or something, different, and then I go back to guitars. That's what happens. Glenn says, being that I'm not a pedal guy, can't say too much. And with YouTube and TV compression, the differences are minor to my ear. That's from Al. Yeah, I agree. And you say Tim Pierce did a demo on a PRS compression pedal and says you can dial in a Marshall sound. Tim Pierce, I think, can pretty much do anything. He's amazing. Do love a bit of Tim Pierce video action. Just super, super cool. Has anyone done his guitar course? I think that'd be great. Someday I might get around to it. And Glenn says, they're a bit pricey, but the horse meat I hear sounds close to a clan. Indeed. Al says, I hear Paul named the horse meat because it can eat the clan. Yeah, in the announcement video, he said something like, it'll eat the clans for breakfast or something like that. So there you go. They're proclaiming it themselves, which is a bit odd. Audio seems a little high, guys. Anyone having a problem with the audio there, let me know. Does seem a bit higher than usual. It may be me. I've been going around blasting music quite loudly this evening, just to try and chill out a little bit. And I may have been singing and shouting. I don't know. So let me know if everything's okay. Glenn says, that's what I heard, Al. And Ryan says, I thought it was because making another clone is like beating a dead horse. There's quite a few on the market, that's for sure. Which you can see the one over there, right? Underneath the... Anyway, I'll get around to making that video, I promise. Some stage in 2022, perhaps. Let me see. I thought it was... There we go. Where are we gone? Okay. Grandpa Joe says, Glenn, howdy. It's part of... It's never ending. Oh, I think you guys are on the weather still. And Glenn says you can get a Klondike clone pedal kit from Stu Mac for a little more than $100, and they say it's a good copy. Interesting stuff. Yeah, I believe that their stuff is really good. Let me see. What a mess that has left behind it. The Florida thing. It has indeed. Let me see. $250 for the horse meat versus $7,000 for the clown. Sounds like a tribute LP to Greenie. Absolutely. And Ryan Burnin with the super chat. Ryan, thank you so much. That is super cool of you, and I really do appreciate all the super chats and super thankses and all that, those kind of things. It does help me keep going on the channel. For DH Gate version of the horse meat, I appreciate that. If they do one, maybe I'll pick it up. But yeah, it's very cool of you, Ryan. Thank you so much. Let me see. Where are we? Yes, Ian has left his mark. Luckily, I am not near the water. Indeed, yeah, Ian. I just called it the hurricane, so I forgot it was called Hurricane Ian. But there you go. Scott asks, how many original clones were made? I don't know. It's a good question. Not many, I believe. That's why they're so expensive. Let me see. Scott says, I should watch 5 Watt World's video on it again. Best source of info, hands down. Definitely, yeah, absolutely. So make some great videos, and definitely a channel I was influenced by when I started out over here on YouTube. So very much, definitely, guys, if you guys have not watched 5 Watt World, you should, because it is a very, very good channel, and I do think they make some awesome content. Yeah, I don't know. Someday I should make a video, perhaps, what YouTube channels I actually enjoy right now, because there's some that I used to watch like a year ago that I thought were brilliant, and I don't like them anymore. So that happens from time to time. I'd actually like to know if you guys are falling out of watching some YouTube channels, because I know that, for example, there's people who used to be here every Saturday night who don't come to the live stream anymore, so I presume they don't watch the channel anymore, and that's fine, because our tastes change, things change, and there's lots of people who do watch the channel, and I love all of you guys, even the guys who can't make it to the live streams when they're live. I love you too. But anyway, let's roll on. Glenn says, no, Al, Virginia, about 4 hours from the ocean, and getting 2.5 days of non-stop rain from Ian. We need it to we need it, but non-stop drizzle, then a surge non-stop. It sounds like an adventure. Thankfully, you're safe, Glenn. Appreciate that. And yeah, when you live so close to the sea, it is kind of part of the deal. You get all the greatness of living by the sea, but then it's not so good. Ryan says, oh, sorry, I was thinking of Dumbles. They made 8,000 Klon pedals. Oh, there you go. Interesting. All right, cool. Todd says, I'm telling Dave that you said, Dave, you said that, Scott. What did he say? Did Scott in trouble? Oh, watching 5 Watt World. Yeah. Well, I let him away with that one because I appreciate it. Good to see you, Todd. Hope you're well, my friend, and thanks for the shout out this week about the video. I really appreciate what you were saying there. The kind words, as always. Kind words always appreciated. 5 Watt is some in-depth dive stuff. It is indeed, Ben. Appreciate that. Scott says, that's fine. I don't lie. Tell Keith too while you're at it. Ooh, challenges. Ryan says, yeah, they're rare. They made 8,000, but there's only 440,000 left. That's true. A lot of people claiming to have one that they. It's like all the people who went to Woodstock. Apparently, there was like 6 million people at Woodstock, according to how many people said, oh, yeah, I was there. So it's one of those things, I guess. Keith already knows. Who's Keith? What do you now this could be someone I watch on a regular basis. I don't know. I don't generally know the YouTubers by first name unless it's in their channel title. Anyway, there's probably someone I should know. Anyways, Cushman NYC is here. Good to see you, Cushman. Hope you are doing well, and hope NYC is doing well. Also, it's been a while, a couple of years since I've been there. Glenn says, I liked Dave's Vegas plan for spending 50k. I didn't even think of anything like that. You know what? Buy the Mustang, drive to Vegas, see Aerosmith, and throw some cash on the tables. Why not? I've never been to Vegas. I've never driven a Mustang, and I've never seen Aerosmith live. So yeah, that was my plan. Anyway, just having a bit of fun with it. I don't know. It was a bit crazy, but hey, you guys asked for it last week, so I appreciated it. It was a bit of fun. If you guys were wondering, by the way, why I didn't do a video on the Tony Iommi Epiphones, I'd already done it pretty much. There wasn't a whole lot more to report, so not much point making the same video again or trying to, rehash the same things. So that's why I didn't. But when the Bonamosses or the Adam Jones Epiphones come out, I will be making videos about those. Whether I'm going to pick them up is up in the air right now. I was pretty convinced I was going to pick up the Bonamassa 335. Which is definitely coming in October sometime, but yeah, I'm not so sure. I haven't 100% made my mind up, I don't think. Anyway, Todd says pretty good. Ian was a worry as I have family in Tampa area, but they're all safe. So just praying for the rest of the folks that took the beating of a century down there. Yeah, absolutely. Our thoughts are with them for sure. Todd, glad your folks are doing okay though and are safe. Let me see. Al says, being that the 50k for Greenie, which includes a hotel, airfare and dinner, I wonder how much these Greenie copies will flip for. I think, Al, in terms of that, I think people are going to try and flip them for like 70 or 80,000 because people are going to be like, because people are saying that the experience that Gibson are offering is an invite. It's not included in the price of the guitar. So the price of the guitar is 50 grand. You get all this stuff because you bought the guitar. It's not included. It's just an invite. So yeah, I think they're going to try and flip them for 70, 80 grand. And they won't. Eventually they'll start putting them up for like 55, 56 and hope to get some sucker to pick some person to pick them up. Yeah, I think, I don't know. It does kind of take away from the resale value when you think about it. Somebody missing out on that 50 grand purchase who has 50 grand to spend it on it wants those VIP experiences and those things that are going along with it. So I'd be surprised though if they're not trying to flip them at that kind of crazy money at first. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be a fun one. Maybe I'll make a video about it because I think I'd like to laugh at people who do stupid things. So anyway, that's why I laugh at Gibson quite a lot. Margaret's here. Good to see you, Margaret. And he's saying hi to the TCD folks. I appreciate it. And that's Chord Dave, folks. Just for those of you who went to Trinity College Dublin, we're not saying hello to you. I'm hijacking the TCD branding. There you go. But anywho's, good to see you, Margaret. Thanks for dropping in. Ryan says, I have close friends in Fort Myers, lost everything except what they could fit in a car. Oh man, that sucks. Scott says, with 50k, if only guitars are allowed, I would buy a lot, maybe one expensive one, 6,000. Well, that was the first option I put in the video, Scott. I was like, you have to buy guitars. I thought I picked some pretty decent ones. A Les Paul, a 335, and an SG Junior, and the SG and the 335 are vintage. So, you know, and a vintage amp as well. So pretty good stuff, I thought. But you can have quite a lot of guitars in your collection for $50,000 if you're buying new stuff in particular. So pretty interesting what people are suggesting they would buy with their 50 grand. But it's all just playing a game. I enjoyed that video actually quite a lot. And to be honest, if you gave me 50 grand right now, I'd probably invest it because I'm a boring person. There you go. Al says, my ex had family in Fort Myers. It was a beautiful area. Interesting. Yeah, well, hopefully it'll get done up and fixed, and you know, it won't be too long before people get back on their feet, hopefully. Todd says, I felt like Dave did a really sorry, putting words in your mouth here. I felt like Dave did a good job showing what 50k could really do, and not just saying you could buy these guitars instead. He gave examples of other ways to invest the cash. Thanks, Todd. I appreciate that. Yeah, and listen, I do appreciate your kind words that you sent me about that video. It was, you know, as I said, it was you guys requested it. I was like, when I was making it, I was like, this isn't gonna work. No one's gonna watch this video. But I had a lot of fun with it, and people have watched it. So that's a win-win. In fact, let me just check for right now how many views it has and see if it's done well, because it had done pretty well up to this morning. It's number 2 out of my last 10 videos, 1.1 thousand views. It's pretty decent, but most people, the average view is 2.5 minutes. So not the best, but not the worst. Yeah, appreciate that, Todd. And yeah, that was my goal, is to show you don't just have to buy guitars, which is a crazy concept to me. But anyway, good stuff. Let me see. We have a couple of things here to check out. Actually, I just want to keep an eye on times because I want to make sure to mention a couple of things before the end. We are, by the way, last week was an hour-long version of 3 Chord Dave Live. Today we are doing the full 2 hours, but I am thinking of shortening 3 Chord Dave Live to maybe about an hour and a half. Just because 2 hours, I don't know, last week's just felt like a really good show to me. It was compact, we got through a lot, and we actually got all the way through the comments. So I don't know, maybe it was just how it went. I thought it went really well, and it was nearly an hour and a half. So let me know your thoughts on that as well, if an hour and a half seems good to you, or if you want to keep it at 2 hours. I will take in, you know, some of your guys' views as well, but that's one of my thoughts, is that we might end up moving it to an hour and a half instead. Anyway, let's dig back into the comments here. Glenn says, when will people have their hands on their greenies? And that's when we will see how much. About November sometime. So it's October now. So next month sometime, I think the 10th or 11th. Scott says, yeah, I don't even remember Hurricane Andrew in the 90s being that bad, and Andrew still gets brought up in conversation. There you go. Ryan says, for 50k, I'd buy 5 clones. That way it's more likely one will be real. Hopefully 1 out of 50 is a good shot. And Todd says, I hope they're well. I have a good friend and long-time business associate in Fort Myers as well. Yeah, hope everyone is well, for sure. Al says, my ex lost her parents years ago. I was just saying. Okay. And Al says, 50 live TCD streams. Nice. Yes, indeed. We are on stream number 50. And I think it's gone pretty well. I mean, listen, some weeks have been better than others we've missed. So we are over a year doing these things now. I think it was September last year when we started. My first thoughts was nobody's going to show up. And I started testing the cameras and everything the week before. And what I remember is I was running the system, and Todd Moore started watching. So thanks, Todd. You've been here from the very first one, which was like 3 Chord Dave 0. I think you were the only person who tuned in. But I was like, oh, someone's going to show up for my live stream. That's great. Because if one person showed up, I was going to be there. So it was good. Good time for all. So yeah, over a year, it's been good fun. And I like hanging out with you guys so much. And like, honestly, I'm going to just say I have had a bit of a rough year, but in that Saturday nights have, for the most part, cheered me up like no end. So it's been great having you guys to hang out with and meeting some of you guys and getting to know some of you guys. It's been super cool. So anyway, enough of that. Glenn says, for 50k, I could even be persuaded to buy a blue guitar. Don't do it, Glenn. You'll get addicted. It's not good. It's not good. And Cushman says, hey, cheers, buddy. Good to see you, Cushman. And yes, indeed, cheers to you. I actually forgot my drink was there, but there you go. That's a really nice beer, actually. So yeah, if you're able to pick one of these Fox's Rock up in Ireland, if you're watching, pretty good. I think it was like €3 a bottle. I don't know. I have a different one of their brews in the fridge, so I'll check that out tomorrow. Although I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm quite busy. I have lots on. So anyway, things and things. Ryan says, in Hurricane Andrew, we had just left those same friends at Fort Myers and got slammed by it to Georgia, Florida line. Damn. Yeah, I mean, look, it's good to get through all these things, thankfully, safely, and all that sort of stuff. Todd says, trippy intro screen. I love that one. I love that one. And just in case you guys missed it, there we go. Yeah, this one might come back again and again. I really like it. I think so. I use Canva to set up all my thumbnails. If you didn't know, so Canva has, I think, just updated their options, which is great. So yeah, saw that one and I loved it. So keep an eye out for it being reused in various ways. Al says, intro reminds me of the electric Kool-Aid days. Well, there you go. Glad it reminds you of. That's a good thing, right? So hopefully so. And Richard says, hey, I didn't take any acid this week. No, that's just how it is. Don't worry too much. Right, let's see what else. Glenn says, hello, Dave, or is it Mark? Glenn, do you ever forget anything? Hard to tell from behind that beard. You know what, guys? It might be time to lose the beard. What do you think? Just grow a shorter beard, maybe? Go back to zero? I don't know. It's getting in the way of the chord, so, you know, I'm just 3 Dave sometimes. So, yeah. No, not yet. I might shorten it, but like this much, like that much might come off, maybe. Let me see. Can I show you that much? You can't see it against my shirt. Anyway, a little tiny bit, maybe. Let me see. James Severance here says, hello, my Irish brother, Chord Dave. Good to see you, James. Hope all is well with you, my friend. Scott says, I'm not a big fan of blue guitars. Someone's about to be stripped of their moderator status. Can't think of any I really like. The Smurfs must have ruined blue for me. Well, Scott, that's interesting. We'll have to have a chat this week. Okay. Todd says, does Fox's Rock the socks off your Fox? Possibly. There's a place in Dublin called Fox Rock where lots of posh people and rich people live. I think I told you guys the story before. Maybe it was a different chat I was in, or a work thing, I don't know. Where when I was younger, I used to hang out with lots of rich people. I didn't realize they were rich until we went to a birthday party at this like mansion, and the person complained that daddy did not buy them a BMW for their 18th birthday. And yeah, I was like, damn. No, 16th birthday. 17th. One of them. Anyway, yeah, people were, you know, whatever. So yeah, Fox Rock in Dublin, that's where all the rich people live. Scott Bogfoot says, 50K video was awesome. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. Glenn enjoyed the 50K vid as well, which is awesome. My knees hurt says it's 2 p.m. here, which is great for you. I mean, you're over the West Coast somewhere, I guess. ESB is the beer for today. Good. ESB sounds good. Which I mean, that's electricity here. So it's the electrical supply board. But yeah, those are a pack of jerks. So see how I'm not swearing all the time and not calling everyone pricks like I used to. Yeah, YouTube doesn't want me swearing apparently. And somebody told me I would grow, I think I told you guys this, that I would grow a lot faster on YouTube if I didn't swear as much. So, gotta keep fucking swearing. Sorry about that. James says, time for Chord Dave. Brilliant. Absolutely. So that means I'm about 25 minutes behind the chat. Nice. Back to normal. Todd Moore says, always put your own health first. Can't be any good to others if you're not good yourself. I appreciate that, Todd. Yeah, and that's very good. I have just look, you know what it is? shit happens, and sometimes it's in other people's lives and it affects you, it has a knock-on effect, and sometimes you just got to be patient, wait things out, and hope everyone is okay, and then you can, help them and help yourself and all that sort of stuff. I'm all right, by the way. I'm just a moany son of a bee at times. So yeah, I don't know what it is. I need some good music, some good new music, which I haven't had in a while. But I did enjoy rolling around the house today singing like Kiss and Black Sabbath and Guns N' Roses and all kinds of stuff. It was a lot of fun. I usually don't have the space to do so. There's people who can hear me and I don't want to offend them with my singing. So there you go. Where have we got here? We're just going to skip all the hellos and stuff, but I'm going to try my best to do those kind of things. My niece Hurt says, I like the phaser pedal for PRS pedals. Yeah, they're all pretty cool. My favorite, of course, being the, what do you call it? Horse meat. That sounded the best to me, even through YouTube. Scott says, come on, Dave, I was first. I don't have a record of that, Scott. I apologize. Yeah, doesn't seem correct. I don't know why you would suggest such a thing. Anyways, Glenn says, Dr. Evil Wrench, you're always first in our hearts. Stop lying, Glenn. I'm always first in your hearts. Just tell the truth. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Scott's always number one in the comments, in the chat there each and every week. That's true. I don't know how he does it, but he beats everyone most weeks. Corey is here, says, hey gang, sorry I missed last week. Don't forget to hit all of those important buttons for Dave. And anyone catch the guitarista's modding his Squire Strat with a single P90. Thanks, Corey. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Yeah, thanks for dropping in. And don't worry about missing the show. That happens from time to time. And if you do miss a show, it's always up on the channel. Usually, I think straight away, as soon as it's finished. So check it out there. But yeah, Guitaristas, that is my Sunday morning viewing. So I'll be watching that tomorrow. Love that channel. If you're not watching Guitaristas, you need to subscribe. They're really, really cool. And I dig it. I dig what they do. Let's see. I'm going to just take a little look at something here. And yeah. I'm waiting for a message and it's not coming in. So just wait. It's all good. It's all good. Let's see. Richard Clark says, calling the Clean Boost horse meat worst marketing decisions ever. But since Paul named it, no one will change his mind. It does sound great. Yeah, the horse, I thought that was a bit of a no. And I did see people in the live stream saying the name would put them off buying it. I thought it was a bit weird myself, but it's what it sounds like that matters. It's only a name. But there you go. There you go, indeed. Let me see what just happened there. Was that the message I'm waiting for? No. All right, so no worries there. John Smith is here, says, hi from Australia. All good to see you, John. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's a while since I've been in Australia. I was feeling nostalgic for today because I chat with my friend from Australia pretty much every Saturday. We do some stuff together, work stuff, and it was, we work on projects and stuff together, and there we go. It finally came in there. All right, cool. So yeah, I'd love to go back to Australia. I don't know if it's the right time now. There's lots of places I want to go, but yeah, feeling nostalgic for heading to Australia right now. Anyway, good to see you, John. Thanks for dropping in. Ryan says, aren't they called fiddles out there, Scott? Yeah, get your fiddles on Monday or Tuesday. Let's see, we got My Knees Hurt. I got a new guitar a few weeks ago, handmade acoustic. My dad made it. The wood came from trees in my brother's yard and someone's farm in Iowa. Very, very cool. Very, very cool indeed. Scott says fiddles are for douchebags. All right, Scott. Well, racist, but still, fiddle players are fine by me. Not really racist, it's fine. My Knees Hurt says, I have a fiddle. I cannot play it at all. Tone deaf. There you go. Yeah, I get you. I know what you mean. My Knees Hurt says, that's awesome. I have one being made too. And Scott says, sorry, Knees, I didn't mean the douchebag thing. He did, but it's okay. He's retracted it now, so it's fine. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. Lots to talk about this week, you and me, Scott. Al says, I'm in the Tim Pierce Masterclass. Got it before the beginners piece. I was a late beginner intermediate section. I've moved on and there are great pieces. I'm now in my second year, top notch. Very cool, Al. Yeah, it's something I'd like to check out. I pretty much if Rick Is it Rick Baker? It is, isn't it? Just for 1 second, my mind has just gone completely blank. Robert Baker. Who's Rick Baker? It's like a film guy, right? I tell you, the week is just one of those. But yeah, when Robert Baker puts out a course, I pretty much check it out straight away. I love that guy. I think he does great videos. Another YouTuber you guys should be following for sure, if you're not already. I really love his stuff. Anyways, Cushman says, be right back, walking the dog. And I hope that means actually walking the dog, because I saw a movie once where it didn't mean that. Scott says, DHgate has audio equipment. I'm sure that's great stuff. It is. It's only as good as Wish, but it's 10 times the price. DHgate second only to AliExpress. Yeah, if there are Les Pauls or anything to go by, I would agree. Ryan says they have medicine on DHgate. Yeah, wouldn't trust that. Wouldn't trust it either, but you know, maybe it's that kind of medicine. All right. Let me see where we are. DHgate. Oh my God. Yeah, don't buy your medicine there. Reminds me of I was in Asia at one point a few years ago, and in certain places, people would come up to you and try to sell you certain blue pills on the side of the street. I'm sure they were legit, but you know they were pissed off when you wouldn't take them off them as well. Anyway, fun times. Al says, I'm also subscribed to Jeff McErlin's site and I participate in his Zoom masterclass. Great stuff there, approaches from a different angle. Oh, very, very cool. I think I've heard of him. I'll just check him out. Scott says, a YouTube channel's video would be cool. Good stuff, Scott. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'll put it on the list. As I say, I have a lot of ideas and things, and obviously news reaction videos come out. And if I get some tips that something's coming, I'll make a video about it. So yeah, I will add that as things you guys might be interested in for sure, and we'll see how it goes. Now, let me see what else we've got. Todd's being cheeky with this comment, I think. Says, Dave, I guess really yours is the only one I don't watch as much these days mostly because you don't make videos. All right, Todd, I'm going to ban you from the channel. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Where is it? If I do this, why isn't it coming up? All right, well, I was trying to make it come up on the screen there. Oh, this is how I do it. There we go. All right, so we're going to do a quick poll. Should I ban Todd from the channel? Type 1 for yes and 0 for no. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to ban Todd from the channel. But actually, I have still been consistent with my videos. Pretty much haven't missed a week where, like, not a week has gone by where I've missed posting at least one video and the stream for pretty much a year now. Yeah, it's been very rare that I've gone a week without posting videos. So I don't post 2 videos a week anymore because nobody was watching when I posted 2 videos a week. So what can you do? So Todd, yeah, if you guys, you know, if I watch a video, if you want to like watch it 500 times so the viewing figures go up, that's good. But right now, what can I do? And also, feel free to make your own videos. I'll watch them, I promise. And I watch very few YouTube videos at the minute. Al says, and you can revisit the masterclass anytime after. That is cool. Scott says, gross DHgate meds. Yeah, who knows what that would be. That's probably just sugar. Al says, I was actually reviewing the McErlin masterclass this afternoon. There you go. Butterfly Effect is here. Good to see you, Butterfly. Hope you are doing well. And let me see. We got my knees hurt. Seems like I had a layover flight in Vegas. I saw and met Aerosmith, and they have been in many Mustangs. What do I win? Admiration and respect. You win all of that for sure, and you'll always have our love and respect. That's good enough, right? Let me see. Ryan says, if you've been in many Mustangs, but just be grateful you're still alive. I as I said in the video, ever since I saw Bullet with Steve McQueen, I wanted to have a Mustang. See, that's really the only reason. I've never driven one. And every time I go to the States and I rent a car, they're like, "Do you want a Mustang?" I was like, "No," because it just give me the whatever. So I got a Dodge Charger once when I rented a car. That was fun for a week or however long I was there. Recommendation is if you go to Oklahoma, rent a car. They'll give you a Dodge Charger. It's fun. Or a Challenge. Is it a Challenger or a Charger? Maybe it's both. Anyway, I felt like I was cool for a minute, and I was in a big Velvet Revolver phase. So I was going around, I was driving around Oklahoma blasting Velvet Revolver out the windows. I don't know if Oklahoma was ready for it, but there you go. That was a few years. That was seven, yeah, 7 years ago now. So Scott says, can you guys recommend some good guitarists that are less known, new or old? Well, it depends. I mean, let me think on that for a bit. Probably some names will come to mind. Yeah, leave it with me. Leave it with me. I'm sure others will chime in. Glenn says, I slowed down on some channels I used to watch, some every day, now once in a while. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that a lot. I think, and look, I know some people will disagree with me here, but I think there's a lot to be said for not just making videos for the sake of it. That's my theory. And what I do is I like to make videos that I would like to watch. So would I like to watch a video of me just talking shit about guitar companies? Yeah, that's why I make them. But every day? Nah, probably not. If there's some newsworthy thing. I don't want to say stuff like, hey, here's what's wrong with YouTube guitar channels. There's a lot wrong in that space, but it's, there's a lot good in that space as well. I mean, there's a lot wrong in the online guitar space. There's a lot of people who are big who shouldn't be big. There's a lot of people who are big for the wrong reasons. There's a lot of people who are small who shouldn't be small. And I'm not talking about myself. There's some great smaller YouTube channels out there in the guitar space who need a lot more support. And I've seen even big YouTubers like shit on people, which I think is awful. But yeah, look, it's a weird space right now, I think, YouTube. I don't know if it's getting an overhaul or what's going on, but it's definitely a weird space. Being a creator on YouTube, if any of you guys know, it's always constantly evolving. It's not always for the best. So you do your best to do it. But I think there's some channels, I don't want to point out any channels or be hypercritical of anyone, but there's some channels who I think what they do is they sit down one day a week and they record a week's content, and they don't particularly put any planning into it. They just like write out, this is what we're talking about in the first video, and this is what we're talking about in the second video. And some of it's good and some of it's absolute bullshit. So yeah, be picky. I mean, there's some great channels though. There is some great channels, and there's some big channels are very good and some small channels are very good. So just keep an eye out, and just as long as you keep watching my videos. And I know, like as Todd said, the videos don't come out all that often, but when they do, once a week, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and all that sort of stuff. And Todd's going to start a channel, and we're all going to watch his channel all the time. I promise you, Todd. It's my Christmas gift to you. I'd actually love that. That'd be cool. John says, I like McGurlin, but can't afford a masterclass, especially like his stuff on British blues guys. He speaks my language. Very cool, John. Thanks for that. Yeah, Al, you may be getting more people to check out McGurlin's stuff. So I'm definitely going to have a look and see what he's all about. Ryan says, I can see greenies with 100,000 resale tag, but ultimately selling for 40 to 60. I think you're right there. I think that's 100%. A lot of them will go up for 100, and yeah, they'll definitely come way back down to very close to sell to the original price, I think. I don't think I'd buy one. Even if I won the lottery, which would be a miracle because I didn't buy a ticket. But if I won the lottery, I would. I don't think I'd buy one. I really don't. Anyways, Al says, I like it. He goes over rhythm in some classes and soloing in others. It's a little costly, but the ability to ask questions via Zoom when live, then able to watch the video later, to me is worth it. $45 a session. Yeah, it's like anything. If you think it's worth it and you can stretch to it, then it is absolutely worth it for sure. I like people like that. It's good that they give you the ability to go back to it. That's very cool. Nella says, I picked up a couple of Epiphones last month. One's a Firebird, very cool. I was looking at Firebirds this week for a bit. They're very cool. And the other is a Coronet in ebony. Both are excellent guitars. Fit and finish is really good. Nella, that is great. Yeah, the Coronet's a nice guitar. I do like that one. And the Firebird is a classic. Yeah, checking out some cool Firebirds this week myself. So who knows what might get added to the collection at some point. Margaret says, I really hope you're right about the Epiphone SG Les Paul 61 coming out in different colors other than white and red. I want one. As I said, Margaret, with that one, I think it'll be a while, but there will be. Like, it'll be next year sometime, maybe middle of the year. I'm like 85% sure it's going to happen. So yeah, I hope so too, because I'd love one in a different color than white or red. So we'll see what happens. I might even pick up a black one. So what'll Glenn Bailey do then? It's weird. Just kidding, Glenn. Benny's here. Good to see you, Benny. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope everything is good up in Denmark. And let us know how you are. Ryan says, I got the LP P90 special last week, trying to work a deal on a nice Benson Nathan Jr. amp. If not, Dr. Z Maz 18. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. And Glenn says you need to flip greenie quick or you're going to be stuck like a Geek Lord has been stuck with, like with that, I believe it was the Ibanez. He dropped the price by thousands before it sold. Yeah, he did. He pretty much put it down to what he paid for it, I think. I could be wrong. But yeah, if you're going to flip it, sell it quickly. Muddy H2O says, so how are those investments doing, Mr. Crypto? This week, we are up, which is nice to say. Personally, let me see, what is it on now? I'm up about 45% this week. So yeah, never mind. It's been that way. It's been a good week. So let me get back to my actual normal window. Where did you go, YouTube? Where did you go? There you are. So yeah, 40 something percent this week. So it's not too bad. Mr. Muddy, but thanks for checking in. So yeah, which means the guitar fund is filling up quite nicely at the minute. So I'm waiting to see what I'm going to do. Muddy is still trying to get me to buy an Eastman. Let me know what you think of Eastman guitars. I think maybe we did that last week, but yeah, he's still, I believe, trying to do it. Ryan says, yeah, Glenn, for new guitars, the flip window is short. After that, you need to hold it for years to see the same numbers. Absolutely. Years and years. I don't think those greenies are going to sell particularly well in the secondhand market, even in a few years, but we will see. Muddy says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's not Gibson's motto. There you go. Just break it, then fail to fix it. Margaret says, hour and a half show length sounds great. Excellent, Margaret. Thank you for the feedback there. Appreciate that. And Al says, Texas toasted a video where they didn't want Gibson to see. They made a V and a killer SG custom for guitar. Made a V and a killer SG custom guitar for 25% of custom build. Dave would love it. I'll check that out. Al, yeah. I don't want Gibson to see most of my videos. I'm working on a video which Muddy knows I'm working on this one. I don't think I'm going to have it ready for a while because I want to try and get a couple of cheeky things into it. But I can share something that I'm going to be putting into it. Where is it? So you guys know I love a nice I love a nice limited edition t-shirt, as you guys know. And where are we now? Where's this? There we go. There's another. There we go. So I'm working on, so this is going to give you a hint of what I'm working on. And it's a video that I hope it's taken in the right way. But I do know Gibson are going to hate me even more than they already do. I don't care. So yeah, here's a little hint on what I'm working on for you guys. This is one where It's going to take me a while to do it, but I'm going to do it right. This is going to be probably the funniest guitar video ever put on YouTube. There you go. There's the hint of what we're doing, what I'm doing. This will be merch that comes out on the day the video comes out. Not just t-shirts, there will be other things and an idea. But I can't tell you the idea because Gibson will ban me forever. So yeah, I'm taking it down. That's your hint. Not saying anything else. But just in terms of when Al says Texas Toast didn't want Gibson to see that, they won't people to see my video. I wouldn't be surprised if I get a cease and desist letter from him, but there you go. Scott says, I want 3 hours. Sorry, but if it was up to me, you'd be on 16 hours a day. Man, I don't know. I mean, that's I tell you, doing these live streams, I do enjoy them, but they are a bit of work. If I could get a co-host to like do a couple of hours after I do a couple of hours, and then I'd come back after a couple of hours, and if each live stream made me about $1,000, I would do it. so yeah, every week, no problem. But we're way off that. So, if anyone wants to step up and offer to be a co-host to take over for 2 hours, let me know. Maybe here's what I should do. Maybe I should ask Colin from Guitaristas to come and present the show for 2 hours. And take over, and then you guys would just watch him all the time. You wouldn't come back to me for my 2 hours. But ideas are formulating. Good ideas, probably not, but we'll see. Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that so much. Al says you can build a V and SG as long as you don't mass produce it. Yeah, absolutely. Sell one-offs. That'd be fun. Todd says, I think the hour and a half might work for this chat, just my opinion. An hour seems slightly too short and 2 hours can be a bit daunting. Okay, cool. Yeah, I agree. Somebody said to me recently, not too recently, but recently, over the summer, said, sometimes we get on a thing and we just keep going and we're talking and talking and talking and it just takes up too much time. And sometimes when you have similar interests or you want to be working things out with people, you're talking and you just lose track of time. That's sometimes what happens here. I think we just keep going, and we do 2 hours because the first couple just kept going. There was so much talking and chat going on. That's why we do 2 hours. But I do appreciate not everyone can stick around for 2 hours. It is a long time. I was watching a live stream for a different channel Thursday, and it was 2 hours long, and it was the first time they'd done a live stream. It was for a YouTube channel called The Y Files. It's not a guitar related channel. And AJ, who's the presenter there, he was like, I don't know how long to keep doing this. And I feel that sometimes. So, guys, I always like to check in with you guys, see how you're doing in terms of the channel, whether you're liking the stuff that's going out, whether you're liking the live streams and all that sort of stuff. I appreciate so much the positive comments you guys give me. That means a lot to me. Like, it really does. It really it picks me up, especially when there's like bad days or whatever. It picks me up like, yeah, but I've got like 6,000 people who all like me. So there you go. No, I do. I love you guys. And I want to make sure you guys are a part of it. So I'm going to take that seriously. Glenn says, I'm not sure all of my personalities can fit into an hour and a half show. Interesting, Glenn. And Scott Bogfoot says 50, woohoo. Yeah, absolutely, Scott. And if you look through the channel, you will see that some of the thumbnails for 3 Chord Dave Live have like the same number repeated week after week. I think the biggest streak is like the same number repeated 3 times once, because I forgot to change it in the thumbnail. But I have a record of how many shows we've done, because each week I have a record of what we do. And yeah, this is live stream number 50. But yeah, pretty cool. I enjoy them. Nella says, wonder if Texas Toast would make me a Theodore with Alvin on the headstock. That would be cool. We want to see that. Al says, no, they would. It would cost a little more than a Theodore. There you go. Yeah, their guitars are not cheap. Last time I checked, which was a few years ago, but they do a good job. I think the first time I came across Texas Toast was because they were making guitars with a, what do you call it? Like a fabric top. It's a very interesting thing that they do there. Anyways, let's have a look. We have another super chat from somebody called Muddy H2O. Very kind of you. Good sir, I appreciate it. It says, correction, 5,999 people that like you. Oh, well, sir, that is quite a lot of people. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I love you too. Just bear in mind that if you were trying to say that you don't love me and you're one of my subscribers, you really should have taken one off the total number of subscribers on the channel, which is 6,174. So thank you so much to all of those people. Jesus, we could fill a venue with people. That's pretty cool. I like it. It wasn't that long ago. We were just struggling to get to 6,000. So thank you so much, guys and folks. And let me get back to the live streaming. Yeah, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. And Muddy, I appreciate you so much, sir. You are the kindest and most tallest person in the room, except for everyone who's taller than you. But take care. Appreciate it. Asian Redneck is here, says, howdy y'all, hope all is well. Hope you are good, sir. Hope everything's great with you. Ryan says, I nearly bought a blue Strat Monday. It was a blueberry burst style, MIM. Very cool, Ryan. Yeah, those ones, I like the color of those ones. I like the blueberry stuff that both Fender and Gibson do. Very cool stuff indeed. Al says, I'm going to try one of Texas Toast classes with Dylan Talks Tone next year. Didn't know they were doing that. Again, I don't watch Dylan Talks Tone much. Have my reasons. And Texas Toast, I do like their videos. I should start watching them again, to be honest. Glenn says, I do like the look of the blueberry bursts. You and I both, Glenn. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Some of them look good, some of them don't. Usually they do. John says, Retro did a Gibson Les Paul model shootout a couple of days ago. The Epi got an honorable mention. Yeah, I like Rhett. He makes some good videos from time to time. Definitely going to check it out. Let me see what we got. Margaret says, Dave, have you ever heard the song Blue Guitar by Burt Bacharach, sung by Richard Chamberlain? Scary stuff. I haven't, but now I'm going to have to look it up, Margaret. So I'll definitely check that out. Thanks for that. Muddy H2O says, take care, you kicking me out, punk, and then has an open mouth emoji, which has its own connotations, sir. You should be quite careful with what you're doing with that emoji. But no, I would never kick you out, sir. You are one of the people who is on this live stream. No, sir, you are most welcome to stay for 99% of the show. Thanks for dropping in. And for the super chat, which is super cool of you. So yeah, all is forgiven. You're good. I think. Anyway, where we got? Lost my space now. Damn it. Oh, there we go. Glenn says, I never forget anything. It appears that way, sir. What? This is weird. We're nearly an hour in and somebody has not brought up either the... Oh, well, Geek Lord has been mentioned, but the GH hasn't been mentioned. That's pretty weird. And Marsha's not here. Anyone heard from Marsha? Hope she's doing okay. And Batfink. And SB, where are you guys? Come on, we need to check up on some folks. That blueberry burst does look good, says Todd. Yeah, it's very cool. And Al says, I'm thinking of getting the Epi LP and swapping out the pickups for a set of 57 PAFs and CTS pots. Sounds like a plan, Al. Sounds like a plan. I like that. Ryan says it's one of my favorite finishes, Todd. There you go. Yeah, it's a nice finish. It is a nice finish. And Glenn says, be a metalhead and braid the beard. Guys, stop giving me ideas that I might do. Todd says, do the Kerry King beard braid thing. You know what? If I could, I would. But no, I won't. I mess around with the beard sometimes just for the crack. And yeah, I don't think I can pull off the Kerry King. He's way cooler than I am. Nella, thank you so much for the super chat. $10 from yourself and a lovely little emoji that says thank you. Is that a pear? That's bowing. Very cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yeah, take care of yourself during the show. Obviously, very kind of you. Very kind of you indeed. Scott says, how many music related cartoons can you think of? The Chipmunks. Al says Josie and the Pussycats. There you go. Ryan says, my cousin lives in Foxrock. Uh-oh, Ryan. Did your cousin give out about not being bought a BMW when they were 16? Are they fancy? Hope, I hope that would be actually a very fun coincidence if I knew your cousins from Foxrock. Al says, there is a Disney Star Wars video where the bots are the band. I've seen that. Yes, indeed, there is. John Smith says the Archies shudder. Yeah, lots of cool ones. Let me see. Benny says to Glenn, the Vikings braided their beards. Indeed, indeed. Vikings came to Ireland and took over. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Scott says, actually, I was wrong. Epiphone made a Chicago Blue Sparkle P90 56 Les Paul. That was cool. So I do like a blue guitar. There you go. See, everybody likes a blue guitar. Todd Moore says Jabberjaw, classic. There you go. And what have we got here? Glenn says, it's none of my business, but why do you have a tomato on the clone pedal behind you? It is not a tomato or a tomato or whatever you want to call it. It is my heart that was ripped out of my body by somebody leaving a dislike on my video last week. Damn it. No, yeah, it was just, this actually came as a Valentine's gift from my former employer. So I keep it around. It's a stress ball. It's weird that they would feel like they have to send their employees a stress ball, but they do. So anyway, yeah, there you go. But I was just tidying up today, so I put some stuff in different places and books in places they hadn't been and things like that. Places kind of tidier. Not really, but a little bit. Benny asking Scott, what about a blue SG? That's correct, Benny. That is correct. It's a question, but it's correct as a question. What about a blue SG? Scott, that's correct. You like it. Todd says, Dave, you and I relax the same way. My neighbors are far enough away. They don't care, and I'm quite loud. It does help. Yeah, man. There's something about belting out a song. Like, I do like playing badly to songs, but there's nothing like pretending you're Axl Rose just belting out a tune, when Axl Rose could actually sing. And as a big fan of Axl Rose, I feel like it's okay to say that. Axl Rose might disagree. But yeah, we've got a lot in common, I think. Todd, you and I would be for sure good belting out tunes together. Benny says Pelham Blue for the SG. I agree, Benny. That's one of the best you could do. Glenn says, do the Banana Splits count as a cartoon band? Maybe. And Todd says, Glenn, what kind of fruit adorns your clon? That sounds like an innuendo or a euphemism or something to do with words. Glenn says, I keep a variety of fruit on my pedal board. Good to know. Ryan says, when I'm upset, I dial random phone numbers and talk to people about my problems. That's one way of doing it. Wayne McConnell says, greetings, fine people. Greetings, fine Wayne. Hope you are doing well. And thanks for joining us. In terms of that, Ryan, in terms of phones and you're feeling well, talk about your problems. I was talking to someone in work and they were like, we get access to this app that costs loads of money. You should check into it. And I was like, I would. But I gave my access to somebody else and now I can't use it. But it's fine, I didn't think I'd need it and I don't need it. But but yeah, things sometimes you regret. I don't regret it, but I do regret it. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. It's one of those meditation apps that's supposed to make you feel better. About things. Scott says, which one? I've seen one in Blueberry Burst, a Flame Maple, but I did care for it, maybe didn't care for it. I like Natural Clear Lacquer Tobacco Burst, but I think it's because I'm an acoustic guitar player mainly. Scott, you have an awesome collection of electric guitars, so I'm not buying it. I think you're just a guitar player of all kinds, my friend. Glenn says, hit that like button, peoples, indeed. And sir, I'm going to credit you for us having 32 likes, which is quite high on the live stream. So thank you to everybody who is watching. Just a reminder, if you're new, you have to be subscribed to the channel for at least 60 seconds before you can join the chat. So if you are new and you're watching for the first time, please do introduce yourself. Jump in the chat there, say hello. Most of these people are fine people and you'll have a good time in the chat there. So don't be shy, jump in, say hello and meet all the cool folks here like Glenn Bailey, who had just said hit the like button. Let me see. Ryan says, Scott, real men play the fiddle. There you go. Ryan said it, so it's true. It's an official decree of the channel right there. Al says, I've been watching YouTube Elmo Cardulainen for affordable guitar reviews and practice suggestions. This guy is not afraid to roast a bad guitar. He doesn't take it apart like guitarista. Yeah, very cool. Not someone I've heard of that I mean, maybe it is. I don't know all the channel names, but yeah, that's somebody I would check out for sure. Glenn says, I enjoy Robert Baker. I think he's a cool guy. Yeah, I think he's a cool kind of guy I'd like to hang out with. Just spend some time listening to some tunes, playing some jams. It'd be great. Ryan says, anyone ever watch Lady Moon's channel? Awesome bouzouki covers. Very cool. No, I haven't, but that's an interesting suggestion, and I will check it out, make a note of it here. All right, sweet. Todd says Robert Baker is very good. He's got an awesome Kalamazoo Les Paul amongst other cool guitars. He does is it's the KM, right? The KM79 or something. It's a very cool one. You know, Kalamazoo Gibsons are great Gibsons. That's where all the best ones are made, if you think about it. So Ryan says Matthew Scott is great too. Yeah, Matthew Scott. I think I know who that is, and he's pretty good. So yeah, I would concur with you, good sir. Now, what else have we got? And Elmo plays a lot better than Colin. Not that Colin is that bad, but Elmo does a lot. Blues, classic, and shred. Colin's a pretty good player, I think. But I don't know this Elmo dude. Maybe he's pretty cool too. Robert Baker is a monster player. He is. He plays lots of monsters. He's a cool dude in my book. I like him a lot. Let me see. Scott says, Dave, have you made any new guitar DIY creations lately? Not lately, no, but I have some ideas. Have a lot of ideas, actually. So, you know, once things roll around to a better footing to do some experimental things, I will do that. And once I have time, I never have time anymore for anything. So yeah, but thanks for that, Scott. No, as soon as I do, I'll make some videos. And so I have some ideas for videos I want to make involving DIY creations. So, we'll get into that at some point. So, Todd says that guy that makes videos for Peach guitars knows his way around the fretboard. Yeah, for sure. I like their videos when they do it. I do always say though, and nothing against Peach or Andertons or any of those, but just bear in mind channels that are stores or for stores, they're only there to sell guitars, so they want it to sound as good as possible. But there you go. It is. They do make good videos though. Peach, I really like their stuff. Al says 42, and Richard later on has said 3. Ryan says a lot of top YouTubers don't make more than one video a month or less now. It's true. There's a lot of folks out there making one video a week, and they do quite well. One video a month. I think if you're doing like in-depth videos, like 40 minutes, 50 minutes, that kind of thing, one a month. Yeah, a lot of people doing that. If I was to ever do that, guys, you would never see a video because I'd get waylawned into something else. I would just end up doing something that wasn't making that video. I just get dragged into so many things, and like my to-do list is never complete. There's always something else on it. You know, case in point, just new projects, let me see. How do I describe this without actually giving it away? Because there's some dangerous information in what I'm doing. Not really. But there is. So here's what it is. I'll tell you exactly. Somebody put me down lately. Was like, hey, didn't say these words, but was like, hey, that guy's a fucking idiot. So I'm better than that guy. So I was like, all right, prepare to have your life's work ruined. And that's what I'm doing. I'm studying up to ruin someone's life's work. Shouldn't have fucked with me. That's a bad recipe. But anyway, that's all. So I got a lot of stuff that I'm doing to learn what I need to learn to bring somebody down. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me, buddy. Yeah, someone's going to regret it very soon. Anyway, because I'm not a violent person. I'm more of a I'm going to get you intellectually kind of person. Even though he doesn't think I'm quite intellectual. He'll regret it. Glenn Bailey says, I get tired of seeing a vid every day from the same channel. Appreciate that, Glenn. Yeah, me too, actually, me too. Especially some channels that ain't doing stuff. Muddy H2O says, look, I was drunk when I said that, big baby. First of all, I told you, you don't have to call me big baby. You could just call me regular baby. It's fine. But sir, you would never say such a thing. You're a kind, gentle soul. You would never say such a thing to a kind human being like myself. But thank you, sir, for the super chat, Muddy H2O. So generous and so kind and so what's the word I'm looking for? So nice. It feels weird saying that to you. Anyway, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Ryan says, I saw a video of a guy with one arm and he made a slide that connected to his picking hand. He was great. Yeah, I think I've seen that video. It was very, very cool. And I think the great thing about that is, like, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for somebody who has two arms, to make an excuse, say, I can't play guitar, or I can't play drums, or I can't do whatever. So there you go. But yeah, I think I've seen the same video. Very, very cool stuff. Like, love seeing people step up and overcome adversity like that. Glenn says, I'm sure you don't mean Geek Lord. Someone had to mention him. There you go. We do. We mention him from time to time, which is why I'm glad he has that nickname. Because, Todd says, I actually have gone back to the first videos you made and started watching them all. It's been interesting watching the progress, giving them all a like also, of course. Well, Todd, yeah, thank you. I saw you commenting on one or two of them. I hate that. I don't want to sound mean, but those videos, like, my thoughts have changed since then a lot of the times, and my ideas have changed. I mean, there's things that, like, my tastes even have changed. So there'll be times where I will like something a year or 2 years ago that I'm not a big fan of now, and vice versa. Might have been not a fan of something and become a fan of it. So just bear in mind, when I was making videos a couple of weeks or a couple of years ago, I was maybe having different thoughts. Also, I don't know if I thought I was going to keep making YouTube videos 2.5 years later. So I think I was just doing it to get through the P word that came up. Although I did start before that, but I was like, when that came around, I was like, I think I'm just going to do this to get through it. And there you go. Yeah, I don't think I really thought I'd still be here 2 years later. Anyway, but thanks, Todd. I appreciate that. Give them all a like. That's super cool of you. Yeah, some of them I do find quite embarrassing, though. I don't know. I think most YouTubers will say that they don't like their first 100 videos. By the way, this week's video was video number 300 as well. So if you've watched all my videos, you've watched 300 videos from me. And that's amazing. So thank you so much for that. Meant to say that at the start of the thing. Yeah, 300 videos. So cheers to all of you who've been around for, whether it's been one video or 300. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Oh man, that is yeah, quite a milestone, to be honest. My knees hurt says, a friend has his mom's 65 Mustang, and I had another friend that was obsessed with Mustangs too. There you go. Ryan says the Bullet Fastback is the exception. I agree. Such a great, if you haven't seen the movie Bullet with Steve McQueen, just go and watch it. I don't know if it's on Netflix or Amazon or whatever, but it's like one of the best movies, one of my favorite movies of all time. Steve McQueen, what an actor he was. Muddy H2O, another super chat, because he is super person, says one of Dave's current projects is working with Gibson on a new perfume line for Agnesi named Eau de Douche. Eau de Douche. I did study French, but I can't remember how to pronounce EAU. I'm going to say eau de douche. Here we go. Thank you so much, Muddy H2O. You know I love you. Michael is here. Michael Tuesca. Hope you're doing well. Michael says, here's some beer money with $9.99 super chat. That's awesome of you, Michael. Thank you so much. Very, very kind. And I got your email. Thank you so much. Michael has been at the Gibson garage. We have some interesting things there. You can feel free to tell the guys if you like, Michael. But yeah, Michael was in Nashville today, or this week. Very cool stuff. Got to meet my lookalike, I believe. being Mark Agnesi. But anyway, let's roll on. Thank you so much for the super chats, guys. It means a lot, it really does, and helps at the end of the month as well. When I'm like, how many candy bars will I buy for myself? Not really. I'm on a health kick. Glenn says, I used to watch Geek Lord every day, but it's just too much. Yeah. He'll have a video out soon in about an hour's time, so just be aware. He is a tricky customer. Anne is here. Good to see you, Anne. Thank you so much for dropping in. It's always great to see you. And yeah, thanks. Hope you're doing well. Ryan says, Geek Lord sucks. Seriously, I watch to see the first shot of whatever guitar he's on about. Then I'm done. Same. Yeah, I gotta say, a lot of the times, that is what I do. I just watch the first few minutes. Glenn says, I'll watch a bunch of vids every day, but that's variety. There you go. I do watch a little bit of YouTube. I don't watch a lot of guitar content as much as I used to. Because I don't know, maybe I feel intimidated by all the cool YouTube guitar people. But right now I watch a lot of stuff about not just my other interests being crypto and travel. I watch a lot of travel videos right now. I think I might be ramping up for a trip in the new year, hopefully somewhere cool. But I like watching conspiracy theory channels, like the Y-Files I mentioned earlier. Very, very cool channel, digging into all kinds of things like the space programs and like the moon landings and time travel, all that sort of stuff. I love watching that kind of crack. And my brother has a channel which is very fun as well. He reviews movies and TV shows and things, and you guys should all check it out. By the way, it is Carl's movie channel, I think. Actually, as I'm giving him the plug, let me just see if I can get the link for you guys, because I know it's been a while since I've mentioned his channel, and he could do with a follower too, because he's trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So it would really be cool if a lot of people here could jump over and subscribe to him. He talks about movies, he reviews movies, he gives you news about movies, and all that sort of stuff. He's very good. He makes a lot of good videos, like as in he puts work into his videos and edits them properly and makes them exciting and all that sort of crack. So let me get his channel for you guys, because I think you guys would all enjoy it if you joined or subscribed. Where's it gone? So many links in my thing here. All right, don't tell him I can't find it. Right, yeah, it's not there. Oh well. Check out. Tell what I'll do. I'm going to put a link to my brother's channel in all of my videos for the next week. So check out the channel description and you'll see it there when I can find it. I'm sure. Where's it gone? Damn it. Never mind. I have it. So yeah, he talks about all the videos and the movies and the things. And I'm going to pop it into the chat now. There we go. So if you could give him a follow, or subscribe, that'd be cool. That's after taking me down to the bottom of the chat. Damn it. Where is it? Okay, right. So let me just catch up now. Sorry for the delay there. We were a little bit behind that. There we go. So anyway, Todd says, if I get one of the inspired by Gibson 61 Les Paul SGs, I'll send you the raw footage for a side-by-side comparison to my Korean G400 for you to edit. Deal? No. How about I tell you where to edit it yourself? But yeah, we'll see. In terms of deal, tell you what, let me know. I'll think about it, Todd, for sure. Alan says, new guitarist, JP Soares, Mitch Farber, who plays with Jeffrey James on Dat Flies videos, is probably the best guitarist that you've never heard of. Interesting. Ryan says, I'm surprised Neurotic Guitarist isn't bigger than Geek Lord. That dude has the best collection I've ever seen. He does have a cool collection, that's for sure. Haven't seen much of his videos actually recently, so yeah, that's another good one though. Al says, Mitch with the Funky Biscuit All-Stars on Dat Flies. Very cool. Todd says, and again, I'm just busting your balls. I know you like doing that. I agree that content for content's sake is shite. You always deliver every time. Thank you, right, Todd. Appreciate that. But yeah, absolutely. I know you're just playing with me, but all good. No worries there. John Bratt is here. Good to see you, John. Hope you are well, my friend. Take care of yourself, of course. But yeah, thanks for dropping in. Scott says, I hate channels that follow YouTube suggestions for creators. The ones that do a pile of short videos every few months for no reason. They also change their thumbnails and titles to trick viewers. Yeah, and right now YouTube is doing a big push on channels to get them to do shorts. I don't know if you've noticed, a lot of channels are starting to do a lot more shorts this week and in the last couple of weeks. YouTube basically are saying to you, start making shorts, you'll make money. But I don't buy it. I don't like doing shorts. So I don't know. Yeah, occasionally if I've got nothing to really say, I'll pop one out there, but it's not very cool. In my opinion, it's a younger person's thing, I feel. But let me know if you guys watch YouTube shorts. Let me know, I'll make them, but I don't like them. John Smith says, I'll check out Baker. Don't know him. Yeah, he's cool. He's very cool. Robert Baker. Excellent channel, and yeah, let him know I sent you for no reason. He won't know who I am because he's got like 300,000 subscribers. Very, very cool channel though. Benny says to Scott, I think the comment about you mainly playing acoustic was for me. I meant a faded Pelham Blue SG Epiphone SG Special P90s. Looks kind of green. It's a very cool guitar. Yeah. Yeah, I think you might have one of those, Scott. I think you might have played one at some point. Very cool. Nella says the Guitarist is a cool channel. He puts out one video a week. He mentioned Chord Dave in video. Yeah, Colin and I have a mutual respect going on. Hoping to be able to reach out and get him on the channel very, very soon. So yeah, we will be looking to do something together soon. I think we've been mentioning in comments and stuff. I think Scott had a comment on Colin's video a few weeks ago saying that we should do like a Zoom type interview or something. And yeah, I think that's a great idea. So maybe we can see if we can arrange something like that. Just chat guitars, and we put it out. Maybe part one on my channel, part one on his if he wants to do it. We'll see what we do. But we'll do something for sure. And Colin, I think I mentioned this last week, came up with the put in the comments we should do something around NAMM next year. Very interested in that for sure. Al says you might like Albert Castiglio, plays hard rock blues loud. He's been with Bonamassa on the blues cruise. I do like hard rock and blues loud. That's my favorite genre. SB, good to see you, SB. Been a minute, but we're glad to have you. He says I'm happy I scored a 20-watt Fender Champ for $30. It was a bit of a hum. It has a bit of a hum, and it's a great way to service a cheapo amp for the first time. And I'm reading and learning about doing it safely, of course. Very cool, SB. Yeah, glad to see you, and glad you got a good deal. That's super cool. Todd says, Nelly, yeah, Colin's channel is the bomb, and he was receptive to the mention of a collab with Dave as well. Indeed. Yeah, absolutely. And let me see, we have another super chat from Margaret. Thank you, Margaret, for $5. No comment with it, but I just thank you so much. Appreciate it a lot. And if you want to pop in a comment there, we will see what we get. Anglopods, Celtopods, Italopods, Germapods, Canapods, I think. Did I forget anyone? Batfink 2 is here. Good to see you, Batfink. Hope you are well, my friend. Always good when you drop into the show, so thank you. Glenn says 6-string TV is a good new channel. A young shredder who has some good options on gear. His own opinions. Very, very interesting. I have to check that out. John says Colin from Guitaristas has got the mix right weekly and sometimes more, usually affordable guitars. Funny bloke. I can associate with him. Yeah, absolutely. I think he makes great videos. Really enjoy them. Al says, Dave, forget Eastman. You need a Nags. There you go. Well, you know, That sounds like good advice, Al, and I'll put it to Muddy H2O, see what he has to say to me, because he's pushing me to buy an Eastman, and I think he might be winning. I don't know. I don't want to jinx anything, but he might be winning. Um, and SB says, "Thank you, thank you. I cleaned it up and it's mint. Quite happy. Very cool." Um, Glenn agrees with the Nags. Very good. And Ryan says, Nags are sick guitars. I'd rather one than a PRS. They're all private stock level. Interesting. All right. Yeah, very cool. Nella says to John, he is entertaining. He reminds me of a funnier version of myself. There you go. Very cool. I'm sure you're quite funny. Scott says, very well, thanks. And Al says, I'd have to sell my entire collection for a Nags. Well, in that case, maybe an Eastman is the way to go. For sure. Badfink says, Dave, you are a guitar racist. I am not. How dare you? Glenn with the super chat. Thank you, Glenn, so much. Super chat for $4.99, and he says, for the Not Banning Glenn Fund. If I ban Glenn, can I unban him in a second? Because just for funniness, I want to ban you. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, Glenn. I appreciate it. And you are officially not banned for another 23 minutes. So congratulations. Thank you, sir. Badfink, no, I'm not. I promise. I like all guitars of all kinds, except Gibson. I'm just kidding. Todd says to SB, I've seen footage of SRV killing it with a little Fender amp cranked up and mic'd to the PA. They ain't bad. My first amp was a Fender amp, I believe. Yeah, many years ago. Like one of those little ones. It's like it might have been a Champ or something. I don't know. Ryan says, I'm all right eating a very nice pizza. Thanks for making me jealous. And is stir frying chicken. Guys, come on. I mean, it's after the stream, it's bedtime. I can't eat anything. So you're certainly making me hungry right now. Pizzas and stir fried chicken. Damn it. Badfing says, Ryan, very good. I'm sipping hot chocolate minus the whiskey. The whiskey is an essential element of a good hot chocolate for sure. Ryan says, the 57 Champ. I love that amp, but there's others I'd rather have. There you go. Let me see what we've got. Badfing says, and stirring the chicken, watch they don't take offense, you may get reported. All right, guys. Ryan says, L&M has a used Theodore for sale, 5,600 Canadian. I wouldn't pay them 600 for one, but there you go. I just don't like the design, guys. I just don't at all. Glenn says, hope Marsh is okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a bit strange not to see her. Hopefully she's all right. I'm sure we'll see her again soon. And Baffing 2 says, a good band name, that's Safe Space Chicken. Yeah, indeed. Baffing 2 says, no familiar with a Theodore, but a Commodore 64 sounds good. Those were the days. Baffing, they were indeed. Cushman NYC says, picked up an Epi 59 Les Paul, used $5.99. Not a bad guitar, not a bad deal. Yeah, that's excellent. Very good. Ryan says, I'm not a big fan of Dylan Talk's tone. He talks guys into upgrading $200 guitars with $500 pickups. Yep. Al says, Baffing, I think we could create a comic for Safe Space Chicken. I think we've got a new intellectual property forming here. Sounds good. Scott says, Dave, have you watched Mr. Plinkett's movie reviews on Red Letter Media? No, I don't tend to watch too many movie reviews because I have a love-hate relationship with movie reviewers, having worked in the industry for a bit. But you know, my brother's one, I put up with him. Buddy H2O with another super chat, and he's super kind. He's such a nice guy. You know, we all love him around here. Says, if you're going to open your wallet wide, you want a Collings. I don't know, the people who buy Collings, you know what they're like. Still the best guitar I've ever played and bought. Nags are nice as well. Well, thank you, sir. I will certainly take your opinion and you know, That's all. But yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. But yeah, just going back to Scott's thing. Yeah, don't really watch movie reviewers too often. So no, I don't. I don't think I watched that guy in particular. Maybe I have. I don't know. Um, let's see what we've got here. Bad thing just said glory hole. That was meant for Dave. There you go. Uh, and Ryan says, "Ah, yeah, the glory hole. Dave should make a GH pedal someday. Maybe there will be all sorts of GH special gear coming out on the channel. Who knows?" Um, oh, so many new people scared away from the channel. Honestly, Ryan says, "Yeah, Foxrock cousin is pretty well off. Paul is his name." Okay, well, my friend from Foxrock was a lady, so or and I mean is a yeah, it was like 20 something years ago when I was 18 or 16 or 17, whatever it was, which is a good while ago now. Don't know any Pauls, so yeah, definitely wasn't me. Al says, I bought a set of Dylan's DAFs for about 250. They are great. Don't know of $500 pickups. Yeah, I mean, they're out there. They're out there. Batfing 2 with a super chat. Sir, thank you so much. He says, you're all rockin' pods in my book. Indeed, Batfing, and we love you. We love you so much. It's great when you drop in. It's always a better show. So thank you so much for that, sir, and for your kindness. Cushman says it was a dark burst Epi Les Paul. Those are nice. That is very cool indeed. John Smith says, I have an old Epi Junior that's snuck into being my number one. Very cool. Very cool. You know, Juniors there's something different about them. Yeah, I haven't got one in my collection. Never owned one, actually. Just played them in stores a few times. Ryan says, we realize you're all overworked and stressed. Here's a stress ball. Get back to work. Yeah, it's exactly what it was. They sent us out this like care package, and it was like a stress ball, some chocolates, and there was some other bullshit in it as well, a phone cover or something to do like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's what happens when you work for a large tech company and they send you some shit because they know you're overworked and underappreciated. It's funny though that they sent a love heart, but there you go. I think it was for Valentine's Day though. Kush, that's on my list. A dark burst tobacco or bourbon LP. Indeed, very cool. Scott says, are you still into 1001 Guitars book, Dave? I'm not. I haven't checked it out in a while. I pretty much went through the whole thing, doing Guitars of the Week and Guitar Wish List. Or Guitar Wish List mostly. But I keep it there because it hides a multitude of shit behind it. Boxes, stickers, cables. It just makes it look kind of tidy. But yeah, it's still a cool book. I still recommend it, but it needs to be updated at some point. Maybe it has been updated and I just haven't got the updated version. I don't know, but it definitely was a good purchase. Let me see. Batfink says, you rock that thing, Kush. Enjoy it. Indeed. And Benny says, Dave, your former employer gave you Valentine's gifts. Sounds like sexual harassment. It's definitely a lot of harassment going on. Yeah. Maybe it's just because they were screwing us every month with our wages. Probably the case. Yeah, indeed. Al says, I have the 59 Epi LP in Dark Burst, but it's VOS, and I think I prefer the gloss. Yeah, I'm not sure of Epi's VOS finish, whether it's a good one or a bad one. I probably sit on the it's not great side. You know, I think actually I think I mentioned it before. What I've heard is that they're working on a way to bring a more premium level Epiphone, but like a relic'd version, which like a Murphy Lab Lite kind of thing to Epiphones. But whether that's actually true, I'm not sure. I haven't been able to confirm it, but one person told me next year we'd be seeing something like that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if anything happens. I'm a bit skeptical of all the information I get lately because not all of it has tended to be true. By the way, guys, if you do stumble across some guitar information, if you see a leak, whether it's on a retailer or a just on a message board or something, feel free to drop me an email with it. The emails are in the description of every video that I do, right at the bottom. drop me a message on Facebook as well. Yeah, I know the Facebook group is still screwed up. I haven't been able to figure it out, guys. I did actually look this week. I did try. But yeah, an email or a message, and even maybe just, pop something in a comment or something on a video. But yeah, let me know, because some people have been sending me stuff. For example, I'm still currently trying to confirm the existence of a John Frusciante made in Mexico, what do you call it, signature guitar from Fender, which was sent to me a couple of weeks ago now by a viewer. And thank you very much to the person who sent me that information. But yeah, apparently there's one of those coming, but I haven't been able to confirm any other information just yet. I think it's just speculation. There just saw a comment that made me laugh. But yeah, let me know if you do see anything, because as I said, some of my contacts are less reliable than they used to be. For example, the whole Bonnebird rumor that I was given turned out not to be true, of course. Let me see. Batfink says, nice, Joan. Hold on to that one. There you go. California Raisins, we claymation or stop motion figures, but that still counts as a cartoon. That's from Scott. Yeah, claymation counts as a cartoon, more or less. John Smith says, oh yeah, but it's for sure a keeper. Very spicy pickup. Can't beat a spicy pickup. And Batfink apologizes for his typing. I type as a huge part of my job. I never apologize for my terrible typing. Just deal with it. Deal with my terrible typing. But no worries. No need for apologies around here for anything. Except for certain members of the community. Ryan says, I saw some of your performances on your channel, Scott. And and then Scott later says, sometimes I try. Let me see. Baffing says, good to have something unique. Indeed it is. Alex says, hi from Australia. Love me some Guinness and Thin Lizzy. Those are some fine things, fine exports from Ireland for sure. Alex, yeah, hope you're doing well down there in Australia. I believe it's Sunday morning down there. So happy Sunday to you. John says, what's your number one? My number one is still my Flying V. My 1982 Gibson Flying V, which I did a video about as, how long ago? A couple of months ago now. Yeah, so you can check it out on the channel. That's still my number one. My number two right now is my PRS SE Custom 22, and that makes my number three my Epiphone SG Special Faded Pelham Blue with the P90s. It is a beast of a guitar. That was my number one for a long time. But there's something about that Flying V. Just keep picking it up, and it's Muddy H2O's fault. So, yeah, kind of got to blame him. Ryan says, Lady Moon did a short playing Whiskey in the Jar. Check it out. Very cool. Very cool. Whiskey in the Jar is a great one. Robert says, sorry for my absence the last few weeks. Been away in the UK for a wedding. Not mine. Could have watched TCD, but sorry, mate, you lost out to the pub. Don't hold it against me, Robert. It's always good to see you, sir. And thank you so much for dropping in. And hey, our Australian crew is growing. That's always good to see. And yeah, definitely it is absolutely okay to miss the show to go to the pub. That's fine. So yeah, take care. That's cool, Robert. Good to see you. And then yeah, that's very, very cool. Scott says, as long as you get a laugh out of some of my vids, then I'm happy. Indeed, that's how pretty much I feel about my videos as well. Ryan says, I wouldn't be able to sing and play at the same time. I can barely talk. That's a good point. I play and sing separately. I think I can play and sing at the same time, but I can't. Michael says, hi, Dave and family. And again, Michael, it's always good to see you, sir. Ryan says, no, man, they're pretty good. Seriously, keep it up. That's for Scott. And says, I suck at singing and talking. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Badfing says, John, my only electric Epi 1960 Tribute Plus in Black Cherry. I bought a 2015 with Gibson wiring, pots and pups. Very cool. That sounds great. Black Cherry is an underrated finish, I think. Yeah, very, very cool. Ryan says, guys like Music Is Win, Samurai G, and others are rarely putting stuff out now. When they do, it's 5 to 10 minutes. Interesting. Yeah, you see, that's where I'm behind on my guitar stuff. As I said, I tend to watch a lot of other types of content, but I should watch more guitar. I like Music Is Win. I really like his videos. what I like to do though is like catch up on 4 or 5 of them at a time. I don't know why, just always with his channel, I've never been up to date with them and just catch up 4 or 5 at a time. Make some good videos though. Let's see. Baffing says, yeah, they're kind of forgotten top range Epi LP. I remember those ones, Baffing. Yeah, they're very cool. Muddy Hate Show says, did Dave just flirt with me? Always, sir, always. Glenn says, oh, it was you, Muddy. I thought it was me. Also as well, Glenn, always, always. Ryan says, that's the way to do it, Dave. Everyone else stay in Dave's good side. Indeed, indeed. John says, I use an Epi bass as well. Rumblecat Alan Woody signature short scale. It's my go-to bass. Very cool. I know zero about basses, but it sounds like an interesting one. Batfink says, Kush is a keeper friend with a top range Gibson's, one with a music shop. Even love it. Very cool. Let's see. Glenn says, John Allen Woody was a good bassist for the Almonds and Government Mule. Oops, let's see. Keeping an eye on messages again, guys. As I said, when I say I'm busy all the time, literally until I fall asleep, there is stuff coming through, and it drives me crazy. But hey, that's life. Artemis G says, hi everyone, good to see you, Artemis. Hope you are doing well and everything is good for you in Greece. Batfink says, John, can't say I know that one. I'm actually a drummer first, or was. Indeed. Scott says, John, I want a Rumblecat so bad. Are they good in your opinion? How is it unplugged? And Ryan says, I have no idea what's going on. Join the club. That's me most weeks. John says, it's a cracker of a bass. Woody was amazing. Todd says, cool, gotcha. Won't comment on those anymore. My bad, sir. No, Todd, listen, feel free to comment on them. It's just, one of those. I didn't mean to say don't watch them or don't comment on them. It's that they're up there. Feel free to watch them, comment, all that sort of stuff. I know, just maybe I feel a bit self-conscious about them not being as good as the more recent stuff. Or maybe it's the other way around. Anyway, I do appreciate every view and like and all that sort of stuff. So please don't take me as being critical of you doing such a thing. I do appreciate it. Glenn says, John, how does the Woody sound and feel? He sounds good. He sounds good. I have a question to ask. Is this Geek Lord really a YouTuber with a dinosaur type username? I think I'll let someone else answer that. Todd says, wow, feel bad now. Thought I was helping you out. No, don't feel bad, Todd. No, I didn't. I wasn't saying you weren't helping me out. I was just saying about how, again, it's just one of those things when you move on through time. I don't feel like they're good videos. And I feel like a lot of stuff has changed with me and the channel. Don't feel bad at all. I mean, if I didn't want people watching them, I'd take them down. So feel free to watch them. It's just, yeah, I get self-conscious, I suppose, when I put them out, when it's like months and months later. Because I could say something in my video next week that contradicts something I said 3 years ago or 2 years ago or whatever. So just bear that in mind. Badfing says, Glenn, you stop being rude. He won't stop. He just does it. And John, don't give Glenn an inch. He takes a mile. Indeed, he does. All the time. Let's see. Ryan says, no wonder he's so popular. For Glenn, absolutely. Just kidding. Glenn says, Bat, it's either rude or cruel. We need to decide. It's true. Batting says, Ryan, I thought you thought so. Wasn't sure. I almost went to his channel to ask. Exciting times. Batting says, got that movie right here. Never seen it. You should see it. It's a good one. Scott says, I rather watch Dirty Harry movies. Those are good too. Those are very enjoyable movies. John says, sounds like Hofnerish, Glenn. The pups are both towards the neck end, so it thumps, kills on Motown and James Jameson type stuff. There you go. Glenn, rude is better. You were rude boy. Indeed. O is O. There you go, Ryan. See, saving me so much. I did do French in school, and but that seems like a long time ago. It was a long time. It was 20 something years ago. But yeah, O is O. All right, cool. O de douche is what Muddy was mentioning then in his super chat. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. Baffing says, me too, Scott. Many times per year. So make my day, punk. There you go. Indeed. Let me see. Muddy says, you know me, I'm only here to blow the cover off Dave's secret projects. It's true. You know, unfortunately, he has some information. Whether that's good or true information, I don't know. Ryan says The Man with No Name was better. Lee Van Cleef, The Man with No Name was a fun movie. Yeah, that movie was a good one. Let me see. Michael says, I think Arganisi must have been demoing that 3-chord Dave cologne when I saw him at the Gibson. Hey, the 3-chord Dave cologne is actually a good one, I promise. Badfing says, I liked Omega Man with Charlton Heston. That's a great movie. Was freaky. Reminds me of today's society. Not so. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah. Of course, they remade it with Will Smith as I Am Legend, but Omega Man is way better, in my opinion. I thought it was done much better. But yeah, very, very cool movie. Silent Green. Silent Green is people. You know that. Very cool. You guys like some good movies. Michael says, come to San Diego. Indeed. Indeed. That is somewhere I would like to go at some point. Michael. So yeah, who knows? Maybe sometime soon I will get there. Ryan says, traveling is fun. I'm trying to work in a trip to Zanzibar, but likely will end up in Dublin every time. I mean, you know, wasn't there a bar called Zanzibar in Dublin at one point? I think there was. Was it called Zanzibar, or was it? It was something close to that anyway. But yeah, Dublin's a place to go. I might be going there very soon myself for a day out. Why not? Visit some places I haven't been in a long time. Badfing says, eat bugs, people, they taste great. I'm not so sure that's good advice, but all right. Anthony Thornhill, good to see you, Anthony. Hope you are doing well. And yeah, good to see you. Scott says, I can never remember the name. Is that a movie or something? Anyway, it's all right. I can never remember most things. John says, ever noticed that Soylent Green is the same color as a Tube Screamer? Tube Screamer, indeed. Now that you mention it. T-Ball says, I don't watch as much guitar content either. There's so much of it. The amount of gear and new guitars is overwhelming. That can be true. In the end, it's just the same old repackaged. Yeah, it is. That's why sometimes, like, I'll make a video and be like, there's already 20 videos on this. So that's why I like when I can get information first and pop it out there. But obviously, sometimes I still get beaten to the punch. But I do my best. To put stuff out. It is it's fun though when you do get one that, you know, hasn't been oversaturated. But those are rare these days. Glenn says, I sub to your brother channel. It's quite interesting. Well, thanks, Glenn. Yeah, he is an interesting character. The one thing I'll say is, if he doesn't like something, he'll tell you. If he likes it, he'll tell you that too. He's not shy about saying something is shit, even if it goes against popular opinion. I'd like to do the same things as well. But you know, that's the way it goes. Batfing says, yeah, your brother is talented, Dave. Well, thank you. Yes, he's quite the video editor, to be quite honest. He's very, very good at that sort of stuff. But so yeah, if you're into movies and videos and about movies and TV shows and things, as I said, the link was in the thing there. He will appreciate the follow. So thanks for that, Badfink. Appreciate that. Anthony says, hey, Badfink, yeah, I work every weekend, so it's hard sometimes. Yeah, I get that. I get that absolutely. I nearly did a live stream, as I said, on Thursday. So maybe I'll look at doing another one at some point for those folks who can't make the Saturday night one. Because I know there's a lot of folks out there who maybe watch the live stream the next day, or they just can't make a Saturday night for a lot of reasons. So yeah, I appreciate that. You do drop in when you can, Anthony. Thanks for that. Badwing says, hope you're paid well. You're well paid for those hours. Wow. How did that when I was young? I get paid for my hours, but not well. I mean, I could always get paid better, right? But yeah, no, some of it's just personal projects. Sometimes it's just people wanting to know stuff or just driving me insane. There's certain people who treat me, and I don't mind this so much, but treat me like they're therapists. So they're calling me with their problems, and I do my best to help. And certain people are my therapists, and some people don't answer the phone. Anthony says, I'm on call. It's not as bad as it sounds. Oh, well, there you go. That sounds like you have a good setup then in that case. William says, hi guys, sorry I'm late. Glad to have you, William. Hope you're doing well. Grandpa Joe says, I'm number 581. Let's help his numbers. Appreciate that, Grandpa Joe. You are doing him a big favor, so thank you. Michael says, I subbed as well. Welcome back, William. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Let me see. Who wears short shorts? Ask my knees hurt. I mean, you know, it depends what the weather is. Al says, I think YouTube shorts are to compete with TikTok. Yes, I think you're right. And I don't have TikTok. I don't watch it. I don't really care for it. But there you go. Ryan says, most shorts are just clips of last videos. If it pays, why not? I guess you're right. Yeah, that's actually a good point. I should probably do it, but you know. Who's got time for stuff like that? The only time I make shorts videos is when my phone is turned the wrong way and it ends up as a short. Not a fan. There you go. Yeah, my knees hurt. I appreciate that completely. Let's see here. What else have we got? Scott says, I don't even wear long shorts. Dunsies Guitar World says, hi Dave and all, hope you're well. I occasionally do shorts. I get some get a few thousand views, but rarely does it make a difference to sub count, different audience compared to longer videos. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. But thanks for dropping in, Dunsies. Guitar World, hope you are doing well. And yeah, thanks. Always good to see you in the chat there. Let me see. Muddy says, nags are nice, but aren't in the Eastman price bracket. All right, sir. All right. Get an Eastman. Get an Eastman. It's like it's nonstop. John says, I rarely bother with the shorts. I prefer deep dive. There you go. Indeed. All is good. Thank you. Hope you are well as well. That's from Scott. Glenn says, my first amp was a PV Backstage 30. Very cool. Badfink says, don't think those Europeans will be wearing them this winter, poor buggers. Well, you know, it is supposed to be getting cold. Yeah, for sure. So, anyway, we'll see. Michael says, Gibson Garage has some Theodores in stock. Just call them. Free shipping. No, thanks. Absolutely. Ryan says the Commodore 64. I had one. Very, very cool. And Michael says they even said I could get a Greenie replica. My wife said no. You know, that's, you know, it's a shame because, you know, shortly they're going to be available for 100 grand. Badving 2 says, took you a few minutes, Ryan, but I hear you. My knees hurt. I got potatoes in honor of Ireland today. Very cool. Potatoes, onion, jalapenos, red pepper, and maybe flour tortilla. Burrito style. I mean, you guys are all making me hungry all the time. Michael says, I got to run and catch the replay. Thanks, Michael. Hope you're doing well on replay. Take care of yourself, sir. And Scott says, Dave, Mr. Plinkett is unlike any other reviewer. Maybe I'll check. I don't know if I'll check him out, but thanks. I appreciate it. Ryan says, authentic Irish food is actually Chinese takeaway and kebabs. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. More than we would like to admit. Al says, today's movie critics, our mainstream media, are just babies for the industry. Won't give a legitimate critique in fear of losing their access. That's very true. Later, Michael. I mean, like, I'll tell you, my critique of film critics is the majority of them, like Al has said, is they're only in it for what they can get, the access, that's their job. They want to keep their job, so they have to be kind and stuff. But my other critique is most of them have never done anything. Their only position in the industry is they talk shit about other people's work, and I like that's fine. But to be professionally giving people shit for their job that they work hard on, let me tell you, having been on the inside, if you get a movie made at any stage, whether it's a super low budget piece of crap or it's a high budget piece of crap, it's hard. It's a hard slog, and it's very, like, it should be commended. Even bad movies take a lot of hard work to get done. So yeah, I just hate them. I just think, you know what, go make a movie, then see how you review other movies. I think that'd make a lot of them change their tune. But anyway, whatever, they're never going away, so it's all good. And I guess I kind of give out shit about guitars and stuff, so I'm kind of a guitar critic, and so it makes me a hypocrite. Whatever. I've never made a guitar fully, and I've never I just, whatever. I guess I'm a hypocrite. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm just some dude on the internet. Margaret says, Muddy, have you ever heard of McElroy guitars out of Washington State? Let's see what he says to that. Let me see where he... Ryan says, Dave, had a fox rock sugar mama. I wish. No, not so much. Scott says, would any of you guys name your kids after guitars or guitarist? If I ever had a kid, he would be called Slash. No, I don't think I would. I had several friends called Rory when I was a kid, though, so maybe I'd name a kid after that, after Rory. Also, a few years ago, I had a discussion with my girlfriend, and I was saying, she was saying, like, what would we call our kids if we ever had kids? And I suggested Batman, and we had an argument. My point was, no kid in the playground is picking on a kid who's called Batman, right? So there you go. But apparently that's not an appropriate name for our non-existent children. Anyway. Yeah, that was a fun one. But no, Scott, I don't think I would, to be honest, name kids after a guitarist. Not in particular. Although I do like the name Saul, but I think it's been ruined by Better Call Saul. Glenn Bailey says, Ryan, I thought it was just a rumor, but it's true. That's sure. It's not true. It's a vicious rumor. Muddy HO says to Margaret, acoustics, correct. I believe I've heard of them. Never tried one, however. There you go. Margaret says, yeah, acoustics, Muddy. Hope you get to try one or two. I'm sure he will. He's a resourceful character. Maybe if they're at NAMM, maybe he'll come with us to NAMM, Muddy HO. That'd be fun. Scott says, my name was Jazzmaster. I'd love it. There you go. Indeed. John says, my dog's name is Jimmy. Jimmy Scott had... my dog's name is Jimmy Scott. Had a fish named Eric. There you go. Those are both guitarist names. Interesting, yeah. Let me see. Muddy also says to Margaret Hope, so as well, always up for a good boutique acoustic. I think my favorite boutique builder is Froggy Bottom. Interesting indeed. John says, BRB, time for breakfast. Yeah, Sunday mornings in Australia already. All right, cool. Scott says, hey, Epiphone, just discount your guitars and I'll relic them myself. Yeah, why not? Muddy H2O says, if anyone wants Dave's cell number, just hit me up. I'll take care of you. Indeed, why not? Actually, I'm working on a way where perhaps we can do something like that, where you guys can have my number and text me and everything. But it will be something special. So yeah, hit Muddy up. I don't think he has my cell number. But anyway, if he does, hit me up. Why not? Margaret says, I lived in Seattle. Dusty Strings carried them. I like the inlay frog too. Very cool. Ryan says, Froggy Bottom are nice. I was thinking of a Loden, but the price is insane. Went with a Canadian builder. Makes really beautiful acoustics that sound beautiful. And that's awesome. That is awesome. Money Shirt says, I spent hours in Dusty Springs. Very cool. Muddy says, none of them are cheap for sure. The Froggy I have bought long ago sell for almost 10k now. Insane. Indeed it is. Margaret says, I wish I still had my Lodens. And Muddy says, wait, did Dave just say his V is his number one? Nope, don't think so, Muddy. Ryan says, yeah, the bill I went with is 8,500 Canadian. Wow, that's amazing. Ryan says, anything boutique and made now is 5,000 plus. And Muddy says, my main acoustic is a Martin 000 42 Marquee. I think they only made 100 of them. Interesting. Let's see. Muddy HO with another super chat, sir. Thank you so much. That's super cool of you. I kind of like you now. Says, if anyone missed it, Dave said his V is number one. His SG now number 3. We did it. Oh, and I told you so. I said for now. for now. So actually my SG is only number 3 because I think I've told you guys a few times it needs to be repaired, and not repaired, yeah, kind of repaired. The toggle is broken. Toggle switch is I don't know, I think it's probably just disconnected or something, or needs to be resoldered, but I'll get around to it eventually. But that's why I don't play it that often anymore, because only the bridge pickup works. So yeah, the bridge pickup works, but when you switch it, it doesn't. So I need to fix that a little bit. But that's Epiphones for you. You just got to fix some things sometimes. But anyway, I'm sure the SG will make a return soon. And I probably will buy another SG at some point. So, but yeah, for now, number 1 is the Flying V. And thank you, Muddy H2O. You are a generous, nice person. Ah, sounds wrong. Badving says, someone say Thin Lizzy. I am the high priest of the Church of Lizzy. Yeah, Thin Lizzy. Very, very cool. Ryan says, wow, the 42 are awesome. 000 is the same as OM. I went with that. Prefer the smaller size. And Glenn says, anyone own an old archtop? Good question. Next acoustic I guess will probably be Gin Ricky. That's from Scott. So interesting. Let's see. Muddy says to Ryan, correct. Same size as the OM. They made these quite a while back. Scalloped bracing. Visually, they made it look pretty much identical to the 30s 00042. Clapton used on Unplugged. Very cool indeed. Muddy says, I post a picture on Facebook, but you know, Dave sucks at Facebook. Indeed, Dave does. Dave hates Facebook and doesn't like it at all. But so maybe starting a Facebook group wasn't the best thing, but I didn't think they changed it to whatever the fuck they did. So yeah, thanks Facebook. Appreciate you, Nat. Anyway, Mark says, hey Glenn, I have an Epiphone Emperor and Broadway, if those count. Those are cool. And Scott says, I have an old flat top and is now an arch top. Can happen. Yeah, no FB, I'll look it up. There you go. Mike B says, I just scored a new greenie, letting it go for 1.3 million. I'll throw in an extra pick. Wow, that's cool. Is it the extra pick? Is it a green one or a purple one? Because that's going to make my mind up for me there, Mike. Yeah, thanks for joining us and letting us know. I think some folks here might be interested. John says, I wish, Glenn, just enjoy my faux jazz, which I use my telly for. Muddy H2O, I'm still waiting for Dave to tell me if Fender Play is worth it. Yeah, why not? They didn't sponsor me like I wanted them to, so you know, check out the free trial into the subscription below. Though you can do that, and I think they'll give me like $3. Or check out Guitar Tricks; they'll give me $25 maybe. But make sure you watch some videos. Ryan says, I found a nice Yamaha red label at the garage sale this week, $100 with a hard case. Wow, that's a free guitar with your hard case right there. Very cool. Let me see. John says, I had an Epi Joe Pass in the day, sold due to poverty. I sold quite a few guitars over the years due to poverty. It's never good. But there you go, yeah. Yeah, just the things we do. Ryan says Godin made a nice arch top for the money. Very good, yeah, very good stuff, Godin, indeed. Let me see. Glenn says, Mike B, will you take $1 for it? And Muddy, of course, says, stop lowballing him. That's, you know, it's one of those. Batfing says, I like the new Noel Gallagher Epi Riviera guitar. It's a cracker. I'm hearing great things about it, to be honest. So yeah, hopefully, if you picked one up, they're cool. I think they sold out so many that they can't restock them until January, I heard. Maybe December, January. Ryan says, add in a trip to Gary, Indiana and some McDonald's with one of the Jackson family and you got your 1.3 million. All right, interesting add-ins there for that, but there you go. Glenn says, I'll up my bid, Mike, only if you snuck some towels and soap from the hotel you stay at. Interesting indeed. When Hurt says, I'll be watching The Alien Factor later, 1978. It's on YouTube. Very cool. John says, has Dave talked about arch tops? Can't recall if he did. No, I wouldn't have. Not really fully up on them. I mean, maybe there's been a few mentioned over the couple of years. But yeah, I'm not a big archtop aficionado, so I wouldn't like to say the wrong thing. That's where why I haven't really, but I do like them. I do enjoy them when I do get around to them, but I've never really haven't played them too often. So maybe in the future I might do something with archtops. But yeah, I mean, like most guitars, I'm not that great an expert on them. Um, Glenn says, or Batfink says, Glenn, you forgot the toothbrush and toilet paper. Indeed, take that toilet paper. Ryan says there's a gentleman's club in Toronto called Zanzibar, but yeah, I'm talking Tanzania. Went there in '04 to help with the tsunami effort. Would love to see it cleaned up. Look, just because I've been to Toronto and I mentioned a bar called Zanzibar doesn't mean I was at the gentleman's club. It also doesn't mean I wasn't, but I don't think I was. William says just came back from Dublin. Great, 3 thumbs up. Hope you enjoyed. Or glad you seem to have enjoyed your stay there. It is a city in Ireland, so yeah, very cool. Muddy says if Slash doesn't play one, he probably hasn't, John. That's not true. I've talked about. Shut up. Yes, no, I do enjoy Slash. I think he's a good musician. Glenn says, no, I was asking about archtops. Been shopping vintage archtops lately. Vintage is the way to go for everything, I believe. Very much prefer my vintage guitars over new ones at the minute. There you go. That's just like I was saying earlier, just a taste thing with things like the way things change. Ryan says, yeah, they haven't seen a gentleman in years. That is true. Those establishments, very, very, loose with the term gentleman. Anthony says, both my favorite guitar YouTubers have the same hairline or lack of as I do. It's good. It's a good one, Anthony. I appreciate that. William says, hi Ryan, staying opposite the train station 10 minutes from the city centre of Dublin. Interesting. Yeah, could be one of a few. John says, oh, Muddy saw a Gibson Garage episode with Slash and he does have archtops. Ha, there you go, Muddy. Ryan says, oh cool, most of my family live in Callester by the Dart station, if that rings a bell. I've been to the Callester Dart station, yes indeed, but a long time ago now. Baffing 2 says, shiny is good, I'm always polishing things, and Glenn, don't run with that one. Indeed. All right. Anthony says, Gibson, F those guys. I mean, Badfink says, Muddy, get your mind out of the dirt, mud. It'll never happen. It's in quicksand. No chance of that, Muddy. Badfink. Yeah, it's true. His mind is too far gone. Let me see. William says the station was 10 minutes walk from McConnell Street. Maybe Connolly. It sounds like Connolly. Yeah, 10-minute walk to O'Connell Street. Yeah, probably 10 minutes. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, and there's a hotel across from that as well, isn't there? So there you go. Scott says, if you get this far, thanks for everything, Dave. Great show. Good for the soul. There's no better way to wind down after a work week than TCD Live. Well, thank you, Scott. I appreciate that, sir. And thank you for your part in the show, because you always do help out. I appreciate that. And the same to everybody. You guys make the show. I just read out the comments. So thank you so much. Timo says, Hollywood's nothing but woke weirdos and child groomers. Well, having worked in Hollywood, I can say there's some genuinely nice people there. Some nice folks. There's some weirdos. There's some fucking disgusting, horrible people, but there is some good ones. I've worked with some good people out there, and there's some people I would love to just walk up to and punch in the face. So yeah, it's like most industries, maybe more weirdos in that one than others, but for sure there is some good people. Because I still friends with some of the people, so I have to say that. But they're like weirdos. William says, think so, Ryan. I was only there for 2 nights. Still hope you enjoyed your time there. Muddy says, better call Saul. I'm in Slash. Indeed. Muddy again says, Dave just read my mind. That was spooky. Ryan says 2 nights in Dublin is good enough. There's way more to see out of the city. Yeah, I agree. I think the best thing, if you're coming to Ireland, the best thing you can do is spend a couple of nights in Dublin for sure, but get out of Dublin. There's way cooler things in Ireland than Dublin. Just not a big fan of Dublin, to be honest. Richard says, I wanted to name my first boy Kent. His name would have been Kent Clark. His initials would have been KFC. My wife wanted none of that idea. Pretty unreasonable if you ask me. I think that's great. Kent Clark. Fantastic. Baffing says, but Dave, would you be parent 1 or parent 2? Nope. Just no to that. Ryan says, I'd name my kids Harmonic for a girl and Drop D for a boy. I like it. Very good. Glenn says, Mike Toss in the Hamburglar. We got a deal. I don't think there's a deal going to be made here tonight, guys. That's all I'm saying. Ryan Burns says, check the Gibson Doves in Flight Mystic. It has to be the nicest Gibson made. I can see where you're coming from. The Butterfly Effect says, best name Dylan. I have a story about a fictional child of mine called Dylan, which I will tell you guys someday, maybe. It was when I was very young, younger person I used to hang out with a lot, and we were talking about if we had a child, and that fictional child was called Dylan. The things that child got up to. Anyway, thankfully, it was not real. It's hypothetical. Anyways, there you go. Baving says, here come old Flat Top. He come grooving up slowly. Ringo has said it's his favorite Beatles song to play. John Smith says that. Very cool. Let me see. Okay. John Baffing says, John, sadly found out Ringo's best pal is Klaus Schwab. It shattered my entire world. John doesn't know him, so we know Foreman. And Uncle Klaus from the World Economic Forum says, in 10 years you will own nothing and be happy. Another psycho billionaire. Well, there you go. Billionaires. I mean, you guess you got to be a bit psycho to be a billionaire. Anyway, guys, that appears to be the end of the chat. So I think we made it just over 2 hours. Thank you so much for all of your chats, all of your super chats, all of your kindness and superb chats and comments and everything. It's been super cool hanging out with you. I appreciate every one of you. Watch for videos this week. There will be some cool ones, and so, well, hopefully there'll be more than one cool one. Appreciate you all. Thanks for all the watches, all the as in views, all of the likes, all the comments. It means a lot. Yeah, thanks for 37 likes. Pretty cool. Thank you so much, guys. Take care of yourself. Have a great week. I'll be back with another guitar related video very soon. And until then, take care. Goodbye.